went live with MetaViewer in April of this year, so we've been running for about a little over 6 months now, I guess. We process about 300 invoices a day, and we have a policy of no PO, no pay. So every invoice has to be matched to a purchase order with very few exceptions. So the amount of work the accounts payable team is significantly increased because of that. Before implementing, we were very slow in paying, not intentionally. It was just that it took us so long to match invoices because we had to scan them, we had to print them, we matched them, and it was just a very slow process. We used to have boxes of printed invoices that were actually clogging the hallways, and so we needed to do something in order to get ahead of our payment schedule to keep our suppliers happy. Well, I think the ones that were waiting for payment are now getting paid regularly, quite happy. It's one of those things where people aren't going to tell you that they're happy. If you don't hear from them, then you know that they are. So we're ahead of purchasing is happy because they're the ones that deal more with the vendors, and we've rolled it out internationally as well. So we're dealing with some of our smaller offices. It was always hard to get people paid. Now it's much easier because they can just send it to our email address and we can centrally process and get them paid quickly. You know, we haven't measured it yet. We are keeping tabs on various KPIs in terms of the AP process. I would say that we have not increased our staff load at all, even though the volume of invoices and the complexity of our process has gone up. We've been able to do that without adding any staff. And I don't think we expect to be adding any more staff as the company grows. We can handle the increased volume. We're actually rolling out more entities in more countries, more currencies, and moving to D365. We're trying to make sure that MetaViewer is on top of all these new entities that we roll out. So, for example, we're going into some Southeast Asian countries, and the invoices, the currencies are all very differently formatted, but we can still deal with those through MetaViewer, process them centrally, even though we don't have any finance staff in those countries. Well, certainly the elimination of the manual work, the fact that we now have a scanned invoice without us having to print it or scan it or attach it to the invoice record, so we have a much better audit trail. The people that review and approve the invoices are very happy. The tax department is very happy because they don't have to go pull physical invoices now to make sure the tax was done correctly. They can just look at the image, and the same with the auditors. They can just look at the images that we have stored without having to go physically pull something from a box. I'd say definitely look at it. This is the second time I've implemented MetaViewer, and in both cases we've seen significant gains and improvements